From Aragorn to Aragog, nerds are passionate about a lot of things, but there's something they love above all else. That is correcting people. This is Actually. Joining us today, Allie Beardsley.
Hey.
Adam Conover.
Hello.
And Alice Wetterlund. Now the game is simple. I have on these cards statements about the properties that are nearest and dearest to your hearts. False statements. And it's up to you to find the thing that's wrong with it and correct me. Corrections must be preceded by, actually. If you don't, you won't get a point. You can also interrupt me at any time.
Great.
Just like in real life.
This is gonna come so naturally to me.
You guys ready to play?
Yes.
All right. Question 1 here concerns Mad Max. Imperator Furiosa abandons and betrays her leader, Immortan Joe, to liberate his captive wives and bring them to safety. Yes, Allie?
Actually, I don't know if you just misspoke, but it is Immortal Joe.
No, it is Immortan Joe.
What? Wow, this is awkward.
Can I actually her?
Sure.
Actually, it is Immortan Joe.
Great, we are halfway through the first question. Imperator Furiosa abandons and betrays her leader, Immortan Joe, to liberate his captive wives and bring them to safety. Immortan Joe promises his war boys an eternity in Elysium, shiny and chrome, if they... Adam.
Actually, it's called Valhalla.
That's correct. It is Valhalla, the Norse afterlife. Elysium is the Roman afterlife.
Yes.
Some of the other wives that he was trying to reclaim include Toast the Knowing and Cheeto the Fragile.
Actually, they weren't named that.
They were named that. That's the crazy thing. It's bonkers how quickly this society collapsed, right?
They still have the race memory of Cheetos.
Yeah. You know what I thought was crazy was how much screen time that a lead guitarist got.
Moving on to question 2. This concerns Harry Potter. Of all the various forms of magic we are introduced to in the Harry Potter series, none is more powerfully evil than the 3 unforgivable curses. Imperio, the mind control curse, Crucio, the torture curse, and Avada Kedavra, the killing curse.
Actually, it's not called Avada Kedavra, because that's too stupid even for J.K. Rowling.
It's Avada Kedavra.
It sounds like abracadabra.
I think
it's a little derivative.
I think that's by design. I think the intent was supposed to be like, it's like, oh, these like crazy muggles. It's like, oh, this is my impression of a wizard, like not knowing that's like, that's them murdering each other.
Oh.
But also could just be dumb.
Actually, there's a more deadly curse, and I'm completely blanking on what it's called.
There's certainly, you're on the right track. There's certainly something more evil in like the idea of a more evil magic.
Actually, the abortion curse. I don't know.
All these wizards are having the same
The
fucking
same
like
over and
drawn
over
out
again.
debate for years and years.
I have no idea.
All right.
I love Harry Potter. What the hell happened?
Actually, the worst form of magic in Harry Potter is the creation of Horcruxes, which is the splitting of the soul through murder.
I gotta read Harry Potter. I just never did it.
I love the movies. My DJ name is Fantastic Beats and Where to Find Them.
That's great.
No.
Why does
great.
it be a DJ name? Why can't it be your website or like a magazine? Would make more sense.
A
Fantastic
full magazine called DJ Beats and Where to Find Them.
Ooh, my month's issue came in.
January
And you know what I think is catching on? Print journalism. So I'm definitely going to get into that.
Let's see how this one goes. This concerns the last unicorn. As the last unicorn, known in her human form as Lady Amalthea, arrives with Schmendrick the magician and Molly Grew at the castle of King Haggard, we find that only 6 beings call this massive castle home. King Haggard, his dashing son Prince Lear, Mabrook the magician, a pirate cat, an alcoholic skeleton, and the Red Bull, whom he is forced to kill every last unicorn.
Actually, skeletons cannot be alcoholic. They don't process alcohol. The booze will fall right out of their ribs.
You would think that, but the scourge of alcoholism amongst the skeleton population is actually wildly understated.
Actually, nothing was called Red Bull because
That's what I was
trademarked.
going to say.
That'd be amazing. They spent years like animating it, and then like Red Bull's just like, no, you can't do that. The Red Bull doesn't kill the unicorns, he drives them into the sea.
Oh,
Because
right.
he's
I forgot about
trademarked.
that.
Because he's trademarked, yes. They were gonna be killed, and then Red Bull was like, this doesn't match our brand. Powered.
Do something extreme.
Something extreme, like going into the sea, and then like all the unicorns are just surfing their way across the waves.
Also, what? There's a
checks
Why is the wizard's name is Schmendrick?
Schmendrick, yes.
That's a terrible name.
Why?
The name itself is an
Schmendrick
insult.
the Schmendertainer.
This next question is on StarCraft. Two of StarCraft's most popular characters, Jim Raynor and Sarah Kerrigan, are available in some levels of play as hero units. While Jim Raynor is playable as either a Terran Vulture unit or a Terran Marine unit, or piloting the Terran Hyperion Battlecruiser unit, Kerrigan is only playable in the games as a Terran Ghost unit.
Actually, she is also playable as the Zerg Queen of Blades. I mean, how would you, that's a major plot point.
That is the whole
Oh my
game.
God.
Correct.
That's like the main thing of the game is that she becomes the Queen of Blades and she bemes a sexy alien hybrid.
You're so furious at how easy this question is. Queen of Blades is a very dramatic nickname, right?
Yeah.
How do you get, and that was started by her, right?
So she starts out as a normal psychic Terran Marine.
Normal.
And then she becomes infested by the Zerg aliens, and she like enters a chrysalis, and she comes out, and she's like covered with spikes, and she's
Ooh,
like
I don't
an
like that.
evil. But also one of the really weird things is her character. She becomes an alien, and she's wearing no clothes because her like alien exoskeleton is like part of her body. But her alien exoskeleton also includes sexy high heels. So it's
Oh
like
my
part of
God,
her body
of
is like this.
course.
So she's just like, she's just like very. She's like,
got
what
an
if
ass
what
that
if
won't
like
quit.
yeah, what if like the alien from
Yeah.
Alien was like also like way fuckable.
That's
Yeah,
called
yeah, yeah.
species, Adam.
Yeah.
Well, this brings us to our very first shiny question.
Okay.
Now, shiny question.
You don't need to explain. Shiny questions, it's clearly a riff on the idea of a shiny Pokemon.
That's correct.
Which is that some Pokemon are special in a different color than other Pokemon.
That's
They're very
correct.
rare.
God damn
So
it.
this is a rare special question.
That's correct, but it's also worth no more points. Just a little bit different.
Just like the regular shiny Pokemon.
That's correct.
Yeah, where they don't actually have any difference, they're not more powerful or anything. They just have a different color palette.
Oh
I
my
hope
God.
a Pokemon question comes up, Adam.
Stop.
I'm gonna wipe the floor with you.
So I will give you the topic. The first person to buzz in will get their chance to answer it. The topic of this question is Sailor Moon. Arrange these sailor soldiers in order of their associated celestial body, as if
Oh, this is two questions
it's
in
two
one.
questions in one. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Okay. We're just gonna. I'm so sorry.
Now, is one of them Sailor Moon?
That's my guess.
The sun is over here. Walk us through your Sailor Scouts.
I'm trying not to objectify them. Just
Sure,
like I'm
no,
sure they have
I-
like hobbies and a to-do list for the day. Okay. Venus, Moon, Mercury. I don't know. No, I don't know.
I'm sorry to say this is incorrect,
No.
Allie. That is Alice.
This is what it feels like to be a woman! This is my guess.
All right. I'm sorry to say that's incorrect as well.
I don't know how it could be.
Adam, you finally have your chance.
If this is wrong, it will be delicious to me.
The flavors. Wow. Ooh.
This is the order. Sailor Mercury, Sailor Venus, Sailor Mars, Sailor Moon, Earth, Sailor Jupiter. However, that's not the order in which they joined the Sailor Scouts. Sailor Moon was first, Sailor
cut it.
Mercury, then joined, then Sailor Mars, then Sailor Jupiter, and I believe Sailor Venus joined the team last.
Adam, you are very confident, but the Earth is closer to the sun than Mars is, so this order is incorrect.
Oh, fuck you!
Otherwise, 100% correct. But the opposite of 100% correct is incorrect.
Look, I said I knew about Sailor Moon, not astronomy. God damn it. Okay, the most important question is, what are you guys doing with these after the show? Can I bring them home?
Last episode, we made a couple of mistakes ourselves. Here they are. At Captain Lee writes, actually Representative, not Senator Binks, simply proposed that the Senate grant emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine in order to deal with the threat of the Separatists. Also, Padme Amidala was not Queen of Naboo during this event. Several things wrong there, corrected by at Captain Lee. At HelixD121314 gave us our favorite fuck you with, actually, the mascot for Honeycomb cereal is named Crazy Craving and not the Honeycomb Monster. At DCH Shadow 4 says, I don't think anyone mentioned it yet, but in episode 3, you said Knuckles is the last surviving Echidna. Actually, in Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood, Nocturnus clan survived in the Twilight Cage. Notable character Shade. They were in number 191 of the comics. Unfortunately, at DCH Shadow 4 spelled Echidna wrong, so I will award them no points. No greater joy than a correction gone right, and no greater horror than a correction gone wrong.
Yeah.
Question 6 here is
not
about
okay, it's not
Lord of
okay.
the Rings. Denethor, king of Gondor, is the father of both Faramir and Boromir, one of which dies above the Rauros Falls, and the other grievously injured in the siege of Osgiliath.
Actually, he was killed in the siege of Osgiliath.
Incorrect.
Cool.
what I
that
was
was
gonna
a
say.
real. Oh, really?
That was a total
so
guess,
I like
yeah.
that. That's a good guess.
Actually, he died under the falls.
No.
Actually, no, this is wrong.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe it's not like a king, maybe it's a different, maybe you're an emperor or something, but no, it's a king.
It's a king.
Yeah.
Ooh. Actually, he wasn't the king of Gondor.
That's correct, Alice.
You were right, and she
Oh.
took it.
What? That's what I said.
You should be more confident.
Women.
But wait, but I
Women
said
are
this.
the
I
most
said it
confident.
You
though.
said, I'm not going to say this.
Oh, okay.
Denethor is the
tide is
steward of
turning.
Gondor. Aragorn is the king. They're merely awaiting his return.
That's right.
Yeah.
If we watch the playback, it's you going, "This is wrong. I'm not gonna do it," and you were like, "Yeah, you're right."
100%.
Actually, he's not the king and stealing the point.
Well, I was hoisted by my own petard.
That's correct.
I'm the only one without a point.
There's still time.
I'm not gonna say anything, but like, try to get a point. It feels amazing.
Damn it.
Okay, question 7 concerns Halo. The title of the Halo series refers to the Halo Array, a series of colossal ring-shaped superweapons built by the Covenant to destroy their enemies and assert control over the galaxy.
Actually, the Halo Array was not built by the Covenant.
That's correct.
Wow.
Can you be more specific?
It was built by, and I don't know this specifically,
Yeah.
but I know how video games work. It was built by some older fallen race from the past, and you've discovered it. Don't know this for sure, except that that's the case, right?
That is 100% accurate.
Oh my god.
Because that's what it is in every fucking game.
Yes, they were built by the Forerunners, which is
Yeah.
a fallen race, much more advanced.
Same shit in StarCraft, yeah.
It feels right that you're in the lead.
Question 8 concerns Star Trek. Every 7 years, all members of the Vulcan species, including Spock, science officer of the Enterprise, and half-Vulcan, undergo Ponfar, a state of mind in which Vulcans commune with the sum total of their species' knowledge through specialized dilithium crystals.
I mean, I think checks out.
Actually, it doesn't happen every 7 years. No, it might happen every 7 years, actually, now that I think of it. Sorry.
That's
I don't
all right.
know.
Actually, Spock isn't half anything.
No, it was Spock.
He's full Asperger's.
No, he's
No, he's
half
half.
Vulcan.
He's half Vulcan. He's half Vulcan.
What is it? This is driving
Yeah,
me crazy.
I don't know.
Okay, Ponfar is not a communing of knowledge. It is a moment in which Vulcans basically enter heat and get super
Right.
horny, and if they do not fuck someone, they will literally die.
Yes.
There's always a moment in every Star Trek series where they decide to make all the characters fuck.
Usually
Generation happened in
happens-
episode 2.
Episode 2 of season 1. That is before you know any of the characters, but you have one question in your mind, and that question is, this data guy, does he fuck? And they were like, yes, he does.
Gotta watch
Allie's
this
like,
show.
I gotta watch.
I've never seen this show.
You've never seen this show?
No,
Well,
yeah.
you should listen to my podcast, Treks
No.
in the City. It's the foremost feminist podcast about Star Trek and
No.
Star Trek fashions.
No.
You can follow us
God.
on iTunes and subscribe. Please don't cut this out.
No, that's fine. No, I
Let's keep it in.
This brings us to our second shiny question.
Ooh.
Your topic is mythology.
Oh.
Adam didn't even care what it was. He was just ready to click.
I just want to do the physical challenge.
Okay. Okay, Adam, we're gonna play a game called Fictionary. You're gonna have to draw a monster from mythology. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we are looking for a few key features that define that monster. Make sense?
Yes.
The monster I would like you to draw is the Chimera. Okay, Adam, this is your version of the Chimera.
I took a whack at remembering which animal parts it is,
Uh-huh.
and I remember that that some of them have a human face.
Mm-hmm.
So I went human face, lion's body,
Mm-hmm.
reptile feet, and then a bull's tail.
This is largely inaccurate. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the Chimera should look like. Here we are.
Oh, what?
The body of a lion, The tail is a serpent, and then there's a goat's head growing right the fuck out of the middle of the back for no goddamn reason.
Oh, that's
What am I
cool.
thinking of with the human face?
You're
There's one
thinking
with
of a
human-
manticore.
A manticore!
Now, if you saw something that we did that was wrong and you are itching to correct us, of course you are. You can do that. Just tweet at the Twitter handle on the screen right now. Question 10 concerns Buffy.
No way.
Oh man, Adam already thrown in the towel. Willow, played by Allison Hannigan, and Oz, played by Seth Green, play a witch and a warlock involved in a long-term relationship. Alice.
Actually, Willow's a witch and Seth Green's character, Oz, is a werewolf.
That's
not a
correct.
warlock.
Oz is a werewolf,
nice.
not a warlock. At the time the show was released, it was a bigger deal to be gay than to be a witch or a werewolf.
Remember Allison Hannigan?
I do. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
so does the world. One of the most magical things about that series is that she was so good at acting that it made it hard to watch the rest of the cast for most of the first 3 seasons.
I wasn't allowed to watch Buffy.
No?
Really?
No, yeah. Anyone kissing for more than like 10 seconds, my mom would just, and change the channel, and it was like a big deal.
I thought you were gonna say because it was like a witch thing, you know, it was
Dark
my,
arts
yeah,
or
like
something?
my mom wasn't super religious, but even she would sometimes just be like, this seems a little satanic
That's
to me, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
This question concerns Miyazaki. In Princess Mononoke, Ashitaka and his red elk Yakul travel out.
Actually, Miyazaki's work is too important to be reduced down to the level of a game show.
Wow.
It's not something that one should be answering trivia questions about. It's to be watched as a spiritual experience.
That's true, but these are not questions. They're in fact
Wow.
statements.
Oh, that's
So,
okay, I'm sorry. Start over.
in Princess Mononoke, Ashitaka and his red elk Yakul travel after their village is attacked by a demon, discovering a war raging between the spirits of the forest and the humans of Irontown. While the wolves and boars of the forest are indeed fierce, a group of brassy, loud women in Irontown are busy inventing new guns to destroy them.
Actually, the red elk is not named Yakul.
Red elk is named Yakul.
Actually, the women aren't making guns.
That's correct. Can you be more specific?
They are making, like, dope shoes for themselves. Like, armor, like metalry.
You found your way around, like sort of around the question, like what we were looking for. The wives are making gunpowder and iron. The guns, though, are being invented by the lepers in a small attic. What we were hoping for, it wasn't that the women who are inventing the new guns, the lepers are
got it.
inventing the guns.
Okay, yeah.
Even still, you did find a thing that was wrong with it, and you did correct it, so we're going to give you a point.
Oh, yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'll take that
How does it
pity
feel?
point, baby. It feels good.
It feels good, right? It's a high. It's a high.
But crazy to be like, here's the thing everyone should handle. Here's your big weapon. We're gonna have lepers making them. Like, you want to
Secretly
be
in an
real careful
attic.
with those, right? We now move on to our final shiny question
Oh shit.
of the game. This shiny question concerns magic spells. Adam jumping in there hesitantly as everyone else kindly yields the floor. Now, made-up worlds mean made-up words, and no words are more made up than the words for magic spells. Now, here is a table with magical objects. In just a moment, we're going to put some incantations on the screen back here. Okay. I need you to match them up by picking up the object associated with the correct incantation and casting your spells. Now,
I've seen some of these before.
that's good.
Lockmore Denalora Lufashak Danu. Expecto Patronum. This is the one that I know, Kamehameha, is from I wish that I knew the rest of them. And Traguna Mechiotis Trecorum Cetus D. I think there's one from Dragon Ball and the rest are Harry Potter or some shit.
That is very incorrect. Would anyone else like to come swoop in?
Yes!
All right, okay.
Allie, let's go.
Expecto Patronum. Kamehameha. Motherfucker. Lockmore Dalana Lakshadanu and Tahunga Valley, where I used to babysit rich children.
You are, I think, more right than Adam, but still wrong.
Oh, I know.
Lakmore Danalora Lofashaktanu. Expecto Patronum. Kamehameha. Do you have to say them right? Traguna Mecoides Trecorum Satis Day.
That is incorrectly pronounced, but correct otherwise.
Yay!
This could have been my comeback.
Expecto Patronum is from Harry Potter, Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z, Traguna Macoides Tricorum Sadistii from Bedknobs and Broomsticks,
Sick.
and Lockamore Danilora Lafashock Danu from Willow. That is... Totally thought it was a bouncy ball. Little known fact, the Dragon Ball is not a bouncy ball.
At the ground so hard. Actually, it's not a bouncy ball.
Our final question, as always, concerns real life skills.
Yes.
Reading a gas meter is an important skill for instances when your meter is inaccessible to the power company or when you need to dispute a bill. Though it may look complicated, reading a meter couldn't be simpler. For example, the appropriate reading of this meter is 1252.
Wait, okay.
Actually, it's
Adam is buzzed in first.
025 1.5.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
Okay.
Allie is buzzed in.
Great, good.
Actually, this reads 0252.
That is incorrect.
Actually, this reads under 2 feet. That's cubic.
Actually,
Allie is buzzed in.
actually, this reads 250,000.
Yes.
150.
I like where your mind is going, but it's wrong.
Actually, everything's electric now, and this is dated.
No, you probably have a gas meter.
Oh, it's a gas meter.
You probably, maybe, your stove maybe runs
Hold on
on
a second.
gas.
I'm just gonna call my landlord. Yeah. Hold on, no, I think I got it. Because if it's 100,000 per revolution, then it's gonna start with 20. So 20,000.
Why?
And then so that one is 5,000. So 25,000, and then it would be 15% of 1,000. So 150.
I
so
hate
20.
this.
No, it would be
25,000.
10%.
150.
No.
What is it?
So the correct reading of this gas meter is 0151.
Thanks, Dad. Thank you, Dad.
You're welcome. You read from left to right, taking the lowest number when the dial is between two numbers. Now, if a number looks like it's exactly on a number, as for example, perhaps the second dial, you would look to the dial to the right. If that dial has just or recently passed 0, it's completed a full revolution, therefore you take the number it's on. If not, you take the lower number. So that is not in fact on 2, it is about to approach 2, but it is still on 1. And that concludes our game. We've got Adam and Alice tied for first with 3 points each. Allie bringing up the rear with just the 1. In true nerd form, an awkward handshake to conclude. And that's our episode. Join us next time for even more hyper-specific pedantic corrections on Actually. And that's it for the first full episode of Actually. To watch another full episode right now, go to dropout.tv and start your free trial today. It's 2 for the price of none! Until the trial period's over. And then it costs money, but it's not that much, so let's just give it a shot. So I'm going to give you the topic. The first person to buzz in will get the question. The topic here is Star Wars.